So, lesson 9.
Yeah, it's
We're
exciting.
near the end, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to kind of try and tie it all together today because next time out, lesson 10 will be all about performance.
Yeah.
So, a lot of objectives today.
All right, how many?
A handful, 5, I think.
Tell me what they are.
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, hold on tight. Developing root and fifth, so it's about moving root and fifth around. As a consequence of that, we've got some new notes to learn.
Excellent.
And the notes of B and the notes of F.
Fantastic. Then have we got a full set?
We'll have the full set. Yeah, well done, you've been paying attention. So that will then mean we'll have knowledge of all the natural notes. So that's good. And that will aid and improve and advance, you know, develop our knowledge of the fingerboard, our visualisation techniques. We've been talking about that a lot, using the shapes, these patterns and pictures we keep moving around.
Excellent.
The final one is just another little rhythm to add in there, but it's a really easy one. It's called a half note.
A half note.
There are 5 objectives.
I like it. Let's begin.
Yeah, well, we'll begin with a review, if you like, really. Last time out we were doing root and fifth, and over the first 8 lessons we've developed quite a lot of knowledge of note names. If you think about it, the notes we know already are A,
G,
G,
C, D,
and E. So if we put those in sort of alphabet order, we often do that. You know, we start at A and we go through. Wherever we start, later on when we start studying scales and stuff in the second part of the Essential Base Skills course, we always have this convention where we learn things in their alphabetical order. So whatever you start on, you try and go through things in alphabetical order and keep that in the right ways up. So if we start with A,
yes,
the next one in alphabet order would be C, D, E, and G. If you think about the alphabet, it doesn't go from A to C.
No.
There's something in between it.
There's a B.
So we need to plug that gap right now and find B, which of course lives between A and C. We know where A is. We find A on the 5th fret of the E string. We also find A on the open string.
Ah, yes.
And we find C on the 3rd fret of the A string. So we know that between the open string and the 3rd fret is going to be the B. That's where the B lives.
Ah.
2nd fret. So it's all pretty logical, really.
Just one along. So let's run through that again.
Okay. The 3rd string,
Yeah.
the 2nd thickest string, is the A string.
Yeah.
If we play that as an open string. If we play the 3rd fret, that's C.
Yeah.
So it doesn't take a genius, even I can work it out, that between A and C the B has to live somewhere. That's where the B lives.
Okay.
It lives on the 2nd fret. So
That's
that's it.
B.
That's B.
That's in my
Learned a
brain
new
then.
note. Just like that.
Fantastic.
So all we need to do now is, there's the knowledge, we kind of understand it, let's put it into practice, let's find an exercise which helps us to practice it so we get familiar with playing it. I imagine the exercise is going to be A going to B going to C. So it would be, if I turn my bass up, it's going to be A, B, C.
Okay, so the A is the open, and then 2nd fret, B.
And I'm
3rd
just
fret,
using my first
C.
2 fingers.
Yeah.
So it's good that in previous lessons we worked on actually making sure we had some kind of technical facility with all our fingers. If you did that and you concentrated on it and you went back over it every time, it should be there for you. If it's not, don't worry about it. Go and do it now and then come back and do this exercise.
Okay, so just to double check, open A,
Open A,
which is the 3rd string,
very good.
fretting the B on the 2nd fret.
That's right, Natalie.
That's the.
And then the
at
C, which we
front.
knew already. So that's the new note today.
It's all quite logical, isn't it?
Yep, yep.
Which is a good thing for me.
Me too. Yeah, it's pretty sensible. There's a lot of information, so I'm sure the guys are making notes and going through things and stopping it and reviewing it, and that's the way I'd do it too.
Absolutely.
At the moment, as we've talked about before, we haven't switched any of the software on.
No.
It's there for us to look at and check, and the guys at home can do that too. Initially, when I learn an exercise, I don't worry about any tempo. I just need to figure out my moves. I just need to find out where the notes are, what fingers I'm using, check it, get the sound and the feel of it. Then when I feel ready, I'm going to switch the software on and play.
Okay. Talk us through it one more time, and then we'll play it with the band.
Open A string.
Open A.
3rd string.
Yeah.
New note B on the 2nd fret.
Still on that same string.
On the same string, yeah, good point. We're just sticking to the same string.
Yeah.
And then just
with our 2nd finger
on the C, on the 3rd fret. So we're just playing A, B,
B,
C.
C, A, B, C.
There you go, you got it already.
I'm going to turn up my bass so we can hear.
Do it.
So we've got A, B, C.
There we are, great.
Thank you.
The exercise 1, is the first one we've done today, looks very similar to most of the exercises we've done. It's just slightly different.
Yeah.
There are 3 notes in the bar. The first one is the A, of course. So
and that's where it is on the stave, so we've got our positioning there.
That's right, in the bottom space, in the first space, there's the A. The B next to it, that's our new note, and that lives on the second line up.
Yeah, sort of being speared through the middle by that line, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're both quarter notes. They both last 1 beat each.
All right, so the C one, I can see the positioning there. It's in that second space up.
Very good. So that's where it lives in terms of its pitch.
But it hasn't been coloured in.
Hasn't been coloured in, yeah, good. So again, this is another kind of music notation technique. This is the stuff that's been passed down to us by musicians through the ages. If you think about it, again, we were talking about logic and common sense.
Yeah.
We've got a quarter note on A, that's 1. If we keep count, we've got a quarter note on B, that's 2.
Yeah.
How many beats left?
3, 4, 2.
2 beats left in the bar. So it looks like, since there's no other events, there's no other activity, no other notes to play, that note there, that C note, is going to last for those last 2 beats.
Ah.
That means it's a 2-beat note. We call it a half note because, of course, 2 beats is half the bar.
Half of the bar.
So that uncoloured in note there
Yeah.
is a half note.
Okay, so how would that sound?
That would sound...
A being the quarter note.
Yeah, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And I have to make sure that note lasts for 2 beats. So if I just play that note on its own, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's me playing C
Yes.
as a quarter note. No, it's not. It's me playing C as a half note. There's 2 half notes.
Yeah.
So we try it again. It's a half note C, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. And we must let the note ring so that it has its full rhythmic value, its full length. We don't do it like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, because there are spaces, and there would be a different way to represent that in music notation.
No gaps. This is a fluid, continuous sound.
Yeah, so this exercise with that fluid, continuous sound of A, B, and C goes A, B, C, A, B, C. You diving for the extractor?
I am.
I'm ready.
Okay. 4.
A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B,
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Open, second fret, third fret. Open, second fret, third fret.
That's good, yeah. Open, second,
fret,
third.
And fingering is open, 1,
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A, B, C. Quarter note, half note. Quarter note, half note. Quarter note.
Fantastic explanation,
You okay?
Terry. Yeah, brilliant.
Good. So we've learned quite a lot there. We've learned a new note, B, which we find on the second fret of the A string, and we've learned about half notes.
Excellent. So we've got the B there.
Yeah.
Let's get the next note.
Let's get the next new note. The next new note to learn on our journey is F, and when we've done this, we'll know all the natural notes on the bass, which will then take us from A through B, which we just learned, C we already knew, D, E, F, G, and after G we'd come back to A an octave higher, and that's the complete series.
Yeah. So do we need to find the notes around the F to find logically where it would be?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it. I mean, it's like anything else. When you're trying to find your way around, get your bearings, you don't know everywhere, but you recognise something and you work other things out from that, sort of in a relative manner. Does that make sense?
It does.
So we do the same, you know, we do the same a lot. We know that we've got these open strings.
Yeah.
So if we think about the names of the open strings, one of them is going to be quite close to playing an F. We know that that open string there, the second open string, is a D.
Yeah.
If you think about the alphabet, it's not going to be far away from F.
Absolutely.
If you think about the alphabet, D, what comes after D? E, F. So it's not going to be far, and we'll be there. In fact, the F lives at, as you can see on the notes for the Gigajam lesson, example or figure 2 is that. It's the 3rd fret.
Of the second string.
That's right, Natalie, of the 2nd string of the D
So
string. There's the F.
So this is the 2nd string.
That's
counting
right,
1,
the
2,
second
3,
thickest
4,
one.
2nd at the 3rd.
Yeah, and there it is.
So that's, you can
that's
see on
an F.
mine I'm the right-handed version.
You're the right way up.
You're the left-handed version. Let's try this exercise.
There's the F, yeah. So we're going to play E, F and G. We know E from there when we played root and 5th earlier. E on the 7th fret of the A string. So this exercise would probably go... That's a bit awkward for me, not quite comfortable, so I'm going to take that E, instead of playing it there, I'm going to play it there.
Ah, okay.
It's right next door to the F. This is the new note we're learning, F on the 3rd fret. This exercise is going to go E, F, G, E, F, G. Same rhythm, quarter note, half note, E, F,